is going on, everyone? And by everyone I mean no one, because I don't think anyone's really watching this stream. I just wanted to go live tonight because I do think we're seeing some interesting price action on the charts, right? We do have markets closed tonight over the weekend, so I do think if we're going to get some volatility, it might be now before the S&P goes ahead and heads on up, because I think the S&P is bullish, but I think Bitcoin still wants to sweep some leverage positions, some leverage longs. So they'll be monitor the markets tonight, and just want to test out the stream, check audio levels and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to do real quick, just see how this music level is and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to be checking this on my phone if you do hear any of that in the background. By everyone, I mean no one, because I don't think anyone's really watching this stream. I just wanted to go live tonight. Alright, so looks like my mic sounds terrible. I did order a new mic. It actually gets here on Tuesday, so that'll be good news for you guys. This mic got banged up while I was moving a while ago, so it's just been terrible. So hopefully we'll get that in soon. I'm going to switch to a different denoiser on OBS here, and let's see if we can get that mic sounding a little bit better for you. Let's try something like this. See what this sounds like. So it's just been terrible. So hopefully we'll get that in soon. I'm going to switch to a different denoiser on OBS here, and let's see if we can get that mic sounding a little bit better for you. Let's try something like this. See what this sounds like. Yeah, it still sounds kind of bad. Let me just take off the denoisers. Because I do got the music in the background, right? We might not need it, so I'm gonna take off the noise suppression there. Testing, is this sounding better? Is this sounding better? Off the denoisers, because I do got the music in the background, right? We might not need it, so I'm gonna take off the noise suppression there. No, it actually sounds worse. All right, so. Good thing to note, I probably won't be live streaming again until I do get that new mic, but I did want to cover some stuff in the charts. I don't know. Let's go ahead, put back on that original one. Surprising how bad the OBS noise suppression is, because like the one I use in Premiere to edit my videos, it makes the mic sound, you know, pretty decent, right? There's definitely some points in the videos where the mic will just like kind of shut itself, but overall the denoiser on like Discord and Premiere is a lot better than here in OBS. This makes me sound terrible, but I don't know. We'll go ahead. I don't know. We'll go back to this. I'll do it like -5 decibels or something, just so I have a little bit of something in the background to denoise that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's jump into Bitcoin, because it does look like we could be going a little bit lower here. We did sweep this low I was talking about in my video. By the way, the charting setup, how I have it right now, you see trading view right here in the top right. This is trading light, the main view right here, where we can see the order flow and all that. Over on the right side over here, this is the CVD and open interest for Bybit. I can see more on my screen, right? I have like the price and footprint for Bybit as well, but just so we can fit more on the screen. And then we have down below is total 3, right? Bottom right, that's total 3. Normally I'm going to have that on the S&P and DXY, as you can see here, but because markets are closed, no reason to really have that up right now, so I just put it on total 3. So we'll keep that. Let's go ahead and let's see what, let's get into what I'm talking about here with Bitcoin. So over here on TradingView, I'm actually going to check this real quick on OBS. Is the trading view big enough to really do TA on that, or should I switch to my view? Yeah, it's definitely not big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and switch this over to the main view, right? So we can go look at the trading view. So we'll just grab that, put it on the main monitor here. So now we're just looking at trading view. We'll go ahead and make this full screen. This is my edge indicator layout to find an edge, you know, to actually take a trade, whereas this right here is my level identifier, and that's what I wanted to look at. If you watched my my video, if you were looking in the Discord, a big level I was looking at is right down here at the weekly value area low at around 59. We do have a bunch of weak lows, right? All these wicks that could get swept. There's a ton of liquidity down there. We have a fair value gap as well in that area, so a lot of confluence to go ahead and bring price down to that level. Would I be surprised if it happens over the weekend? No, I would not. That's why I'm kind of streaming now to see if we are going to get something tonight. I do expect if we are going to get something, it'll be on the London Open. So what I'll do is I'll probably take a break here in a minute, and then resume back closer to when London does actually open, which will be 12 a.m. my time. That is going to be, I think, 3 a.m. EST, so pretty late, but you know, if more people join and that sort of thing, I think it might be fun to watch that open, see if we actually get this sweep all the way down to these levels and that sort of thing. But yeah, let's go ahead, let's jump into the actual chart here and see what's telling me we might do that, right? So we went ahead, we swung fail this low, which I thought would have been the low, right? But Bitcoin consistently is making sweeps of sweeps. Let me actually turn down this music just a little bit. I think it's a little loud. Something like that. So yeah, I do think, you know, it is possible that we go ahead and just keep on sweeping the sweep, right? Because normally when you get something like this where it's just, you know, sweeping the sweep and the sweep, eventually it usually leads to a big liquidity grab, right? It leads to a big volume spike, right? Something, you know, if I can draw it here, you get, you know, sweep, 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 flush, and then back up, and then you're finally good to go. Sometimes it will just, you know, bottom on one of these sweeps. So, you know, if it is gonna bottom on that sweep, it has to resume bullish structure right now. And what I would need to see for that to happen is this to hold, essentially, right? If we go to a 15-minute time frame, go ahead, pull our fibs, right? We are above this sweep level here. We did reject it a couple times on the 15-minute, but eventually on that secondary hour close, we were able to get back above it. And now if we are going to pull a fib on this guy, you can see we are front running the golden pocket, which is something I actually don't mind, right? Because that's keeping more leverage from getting into the position, right? You always want to do that sort of thing, right? You don't want all of the retail that wants to trade to be able to get into a long, or else it's more likely you're going to continue to sweep those sweeps. So, you know, the fact that we front ran that is pretty decent. I will say these wicks right here, it's kind of wonky, right? Two wicks down to the same point. Tells me, I don't know, maybe there's some liquidity behind this. Kind of weird, right? It is making a fair value gap on the 15-minute. Not that that means anything, but yeah, I mean, we are holding this. So far, so good. You want to see this hold for us to have a chance of this being the low. I do think it's pretty likely that is going to be the low. We do have a 1 hour bull div, I believe. So let me. I don't know why this is taking forever to load. It's just not. Oh yeah. I'm retarded. On here, we can see, I think we are still holding, it's pretty exaggerated, right? You know, it's not the cleanest bull div in the world, but that is a 1 hour bull div. Unfortunately, I don't think we have it on a 4 hour, right? You can see the 4 hour looking pretty droopy on the divs there, so not the cleanest looking bottom formation. But, you know, the swing fail structure is, you know, valid. We swung fail this low and we are holding that. So as long as this is to hold, that could definitely end up being the low. You could see, we're looking at this like money flow indicator that I did add recently. It looks like we did trap a bunch of shorts. I would actually want to take that since we're looking on a 4 hour time frame, I just want to see these two 4 hour candles. So just to look back link to 2. And we can see what we actually trapped down there. I want to switch this to money flow as well. I don't know why it went back up. Does it not do 2? Okay, it doesn't do 2. I think 10. That'll probably be good enough. So yeah, not really telling us much there. I'm not too sure how good this indicator really is. We'll go ahead and actually look at the real order flow and trading light here in a second. So let me just get this back out to 200. Still testing this indicator out. You know, just something I found. Luxago does make some decent indicators, right? A lot of their stuff is more retail oriented, but every once in a while you'll find something real interesting like this. They're pretty good at scripting on TradingView. But yeah, overall, we don't have a bull div, we don't have bullish money flow, we don't have a bullish wave on the money flow, I should say. But I mean, it's holding. That's a valid swing fail structure. That's for sure, right? As long as we hold this sweep level, all good there. And I think we just need to go ahead and look at order flow. If we did, before we get into that though, I just want to check back to our levels. If we do go ahead and head on up here without sweeping all these levels down here, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bearish, but I actually would almost prefer it to sweep all of this stuff and then head on up. That would be extremely bullish and could signal that Bitcoin is going to be much higher prices than anyone expects, right? Because if we are going to go to $150,000 to $300,000 Bitcoin, they're not going to want to keep all these poor lows in going all the way up there. But if we are going to head up to $100,000 Bitcoin, we could just send from now without sweeping these poor lows and just save that for a much later time. And obviously I don't know the exact positions that are behind this, so it's possible those are actually just good lows and we already swept all the liquidity. They're not the worst in the world. I just, knowing Bitcoin, it does like to take all of the liquidity before continuing up, on a massive run. But yeah, so far so good on this low. And then if we are to head up here, where would I be looking for a short? Well, you got two levels really. So you can see, this is it really a sweep level? I don't know. I wouldn't take that. I mean, you do have a fair value gap. I could see, a potential run up. Just grab that real quick and then rotate all the way back down. But that would still be bullish. The only thing that would make me kind of scared, right? That this is more of a corrective, or instead of this being a corrective phase, it's like we're going into the bear market and market structure is going to change, would be sweeping these highs, right? These are the poor highs that will get swept, right? So if we go down first before taking out this stuff, I'm very confident that that is a bullish correction. If we do, for some reason, come up, sweep all of these bad highs, and then come down, that's where it's like, okay, this could be bearish and we could rotate down after that. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna be watching these highs here. If I were to take a short or a head short or something like that, I'm going to wait for a swing failure of these levels, right? If we do get some sort of swing failure, watch out, right? This is the big level to be looking for. But before we get that swing fail, any lower prices don't scare me because I know how bad these highs are, right? These highs need to get swept. Even the smart money concepts indicator that I have recognizes this as a weak high. You can see says weak high there. So this is your big sweep level. That is where you would be potentially taking a short. And then obviously is going to be all-time highs, as well as you do have this high here, which could be a potential short. But I would say if you're getting up here already, I'm just gonna hold off on that, right? Once we get up here, we'll probably go ahead and swing fail the top of 25k or so. If we are going to be entering a bear market, right, worst case scenario, I still am holding to my case that this is going to get swept. So what I will probably do is, if we do get a swing fail of these highs, right, I would expect something like this. Who knows what, right? Just trapping all the longs you can right in that area, and then do a massive swing fail. This is potential short for me. Just gonna be watching out for that to see if we do sweep those highs. Let me check the chat real quick. We got Sturge, yes sir, the crane. Let me leave that chat up there. Does it? Yeah, so I don't like how OBS does this. I'm gonna undock this panel. I'm looking at this chat thing over here. It's like going away whenever I close out OBS. Anyway, what up, Sturge? I don't know if he's still in here. If you got any altcoins you want me to look at, let me know. That dude is making an altcoin himself, so whenever that is complete, getting close to completion, I will let you know about it. If you want the highest risk, potentially highest reward coin, in crypto with the you know, pretty much a zero market cap, because you know, it's my homie launching it that will have you'll have some insight into that. You can get into the pre-sale and all that good stuff, but yeah, we'll talk about that whenever he does end up launching that. We're not really close to having him launch that thing yet. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the order flow. We've gone over kind of the levels I'm looking at here, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna move the I'll go ahead and move this trading view over to this side, switch it back to the edge identifier just so we have a short-term view of that. Now what I want to look at is your open interest compared to your CVD, the cumulative volume delta. Open interest, the amount of positions being open on the market. CVD, the direction those positions are being opened. Binance is over here, Bybit is over here. Now that you guys know what I'm talking about, you can see Binance from this low has been opening positions. They have been kind of trading flat, right? So originally these positions, you know, opened long, then they kind of started shorting the highs, you know. So I would say, you know, Bybit or Binance is more shorting, but I mean, nothing's really clear on open interest or CVD for Binance over there. So this doesn't really tell me much if we do look at a bigger trend to see what they've been doing kind of locally. Positions have been closing. Those have been longs closing, you know, nothing real crazy. You do see here on the open interest ratio, they did open up a bunch of shorts at the bottom as they normally do, right? Pretty much every time you make a bottom, Binance is shorting it. Every time you make a high, Binance is longing it. You can see there was a wall here, which most of the time, I'm not going to lie, usually these walls get swept, right? You would think like a big whale is entering a long that's bullish, and it is, you know, but it'll usually, you know, they'll get close to the low, but the market makers like to sweep these big walls a lot of the time, so just take that into account. But yeah, we did have a 463 Bitcoin long going into all of these market shorts. You can see Binance was going pretty crazy with the shorts, and then obviously at the bottom here you got a ton of imbalances of just shorts at the lows. So you know, that's what I use to enter positions super locally, right? So I can just like mark it in as soon as I see like a 53 to 0.1 position imbalance, right, on the candlesticks here, the footprint bars. I will go ahead and I can market that, you know, as soon as it resumes above, you know, these limits or that sort of thing. Once you see that it bounces off this level and you start seeing over here on Binance, you can't actually see this right now on Bybit, but I'm just going to zoom to check it. And yeah, you did have Bybit opening longs while like right after you had this short here, and you'd probably want to go to the 5 minute too, you know. Coming in here to the 5 minute, you can see pretty clearly, right, 235 Bitcoin, 142 Bitcoin, 53 Bitcoin, right, all shorting the lows there. And then on Bybit over here, I can see that less of them were shorting, more of them were kind of longing up, but I don't know, nothing was super clear here on order flow. On the 5 minute, you can see all of these shorts being opened right at the lows on Binance. That's actually pretty cool to see there. There was actually a ton of shorts opening here that you couldn't really see on the 15-minute time frame, so that actually looks pretty good there. So you do have some shorts you could squeeze. Is it a ton of shorts? Like if you look at the delta there, you know, it's a decent amount. Yeah, like you know, 30,000 Bitcoin. That's not too shabby. So that's a decent low as far as order flow on Binance goes. And then have they been closing that? That's the big question, right? And yeah, I mean they still have these positions open. So Binance actually looks pretty decent there, and I'm going to go ahead and look at Bybit. So let's see what Bybit was doing in this range. You can see they were also opening shorts mainly, but much, you know, much less shorts. You can see open interest just went crazy here, whereas on Bybit it was, you know, relatively flat. And then you do see Bybit go ahead all of this. So let me draw this for you because you can't actually see price. This right here is this right here. they were just not really opening anything. Right here is this move right here. You can see this is where they opened up all those longs. So that's bullish. You definitely like to see that, right? Because during this, you can see Binance was not opening longs. Bybit was opening longs during this, first move up, right? Once you have that swing fail. So yeah, that's good. Order flow looks pretty decent. Nothing too crazy, but definitely bullish order flow. You can see what I don't now. So that was bullish. Now what I'm looking at is more current time frame. You can see Bybit, all of these. What are these, right? You can see they're opening positions pretty steadily. See the direction that CVD is going. Bybit is opening shorts right now, which, I mean, anytime you got leverage traders bottom shorting like this, they're usually in the wrong. So could we squeeze Bybit? Definitely, right? That's not something that's never happened before. Normally Bybit's on the correct side of the market, but we could squeeze Bybit here. We did also have Binance opening some shorts as well, but Bybit, man, they are really shorting, which is good if price goes against them, bad if price starts going down, right? So what we want to see now is price start going against the Bybit positions, and then them not closing, right? So if price starts marching up here, and the open interest on Bybit doesn't go down, right? It just continues to go up, and CVD continues to go down. Well, that tells you that they are on the wrong side of the market, and it is going to turn into a squeeze, because as price continues up, these positions will eventually have to close, and that's where you get your big squeezes. So that's something I'll be looking for, right? Are we going to squeeze Bybit here? Because we have half of Bybit longing at the lows. The other half of Binance is shorting after we've gotten off the lows. Kind of interesting, right? Nothing too specific I can get from that, right? I personally would not be opening a long right now. There's just not enough edge in the order flow. There's no, RSI edge or anything like that. The only edge you have is a structural one, which is cool because you know your risk, right? So if you were to long this, you would go ahead, pull a fib just like this. You set your limits, golden pocket, 786. Wait, see if you get filled, because there's a good chance that we still go down, fill the golden pocket, sweeping these levels here, right, to close out some more longs, but still holding the low. And that's where you put your stop, right? You just put your stop down here. Your risk on this position, right, if you entered from golden pocket to 786 there, you're risking 0.5% on Bitcoin, right? So if you were to do 100x leverage, you could put your stop at 50% to liquidation, and you could do that with the, I don't know, $100, and then your risk is $50 for would it be a $10,000 position? So not bad, not bad risk to reward whatsoever. Your take profit on this, if you were to take that position, would be back up. I'm on the trading view right now, so look at the top right. Your take profit for that position would again be at these poor highs. At these poor highs up here, right? So this is where you're taking profit for that position. So, your risk. Risk to reward, let me actually just pull, see what this is. What is that? We'll just call it 74K. Right, so if we were to get you some risk to reward on this, if you were to take this sort of position, go ahead, golden pocket, 74, put that right behind the 1. You can see the risk to reward is pretty great, right? You have a 0.5% risk for an 18% gain there. That is something you could take, what would that be, 36 times in a row, and as long as one of those times you hit it, you'd be good to go. So I always like positions like that where you could because Bitcoin likes to sweep the sweep, and a lot of times you can't get your stop and entry before it does to sweep it again. So, you can take that 10 times in a row. As long as you land one of those sweeps, you're good to go. Not that you want to have a 10% win-loss ratio, right? You definitely always want to try to keep that above 50%, just because losing streaks are a real probability when you do have a lower percentile, right? Even if you're winning 70% of your trades, sometimes you will go on a 10 lose streak in a row, right? It's all just probabilities. But yeah, this is looking pretty sideways, right? And to be expected, we are awaiting the London Open. So I think I've covered it well enough, right? I'm not taking any trades here. I'm just kind of watching and waiting. If we are going to confirm bullishness or that sort of thing, what I would expect, right, if this is going to end up being the low, is we might just trade sideways until that London Open. Then you sweep down to your golden pocket, maybe even 886, and then grab all that real fast, and then go for, and move upwards. And speaking of a London Open, you guys are probably saying London is not open tomorrow. It's Saturday. And yes, I know it is Saturday tomorrow. They're not technically open, but your algos will still trade during those times. Traders still have a routine to get up at that time. Markets will continue to trade as if the open and close times matter. Even though it's the weekend, that will happen. But just take into account that they're not actually opening tomorrow. The markets are going to be closed for the weekend. So what I'm going to do now is, since I've covered all of this stuff well enough, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take a break, review my stream, because the main thing for this is just a test stream to try out, a stream, right? So I'm going to check the audio and all of that stuff, because the audio was atrocious when I last checked it. So I want to make sure this is even watchable at all. Then I'll check the chat, try to get the chat working so I can actually have that up the entire time, so I can answer any of your questions. If anybody joins this that wants me to check out an altcoin or anything like that, we will do that when I get back. I will set a timer. I think I'm going to be taking, I'm going to take an hour break here. Alright, I'm back from the break. We are 15 minutes out from the London Open. Let me get this off of here, pull up the trading view. Now I have the charts set up properly. Before I just had it on like the main view where you could just see this, the trading light. Now we can actually see a trading view up in the top right, and total 3, the altcoin market down in the bottom right there. So we got all the views. I'm gonna switch this back over to the edge identifier. I was hoping we'd get some price action here. Looks like we're still just trading absolutely sideways. It's a common trope with live streamers, YouTubers, that whenever they're live, Bitcoin does absolutely nothing, and I guess it's no different for me. Cannot get any price action on the stream here, but hopefully in 15 minutes when the London Open does happen, quote unquote London Open, I mean it's a Saturday, but algos are still going to trade it, so price will still probably react on the Open. Hopefully we can get something happening here. I do expect, we still probably sweep these lows. I'm going to go ahead and put a line there just to mark it out as a sweep level. Although I would say, at this point, we should have already kind of, I guess we are still holding it, but we shouldn't really sweep this low a second time. But I mean, it's still valid, I guess. But we covered this at the beginning of the stream. You can't just keep doing sweep of a sweep of a sweep of a sweep. Eventually, you got to grab mass liquidity, and it could be hunting for those poor lows all the way down. Got to zoom out pretty big here, all the way down here. All right, so behind all the single prints, we could be hunting for that stuff. Just because we're on trading light here, do we have any walls? Looks like we got one Binance order down there at around 60,800. I have no idea what he thinks he's doing. That is not, it's not a level, buddy. I don't know why he's trying to long that level, but We got a wall there. Nothing at down where I would be placing my limits, down at the 59 level. Right, I do think it could cascade through here. This guy might be trying to get pixel bottom, although he is too low. I'm not really sure what he's planning on doing with this 1,000 Bitcoin long there, all the way down at 56.8. So that's kind of interesting. I don't think any of those orders mean much. Locally here, trading sideways, so it is a good time to go ahead and look at our order flow. Where did my CVD go? There it is. Go ahead, let's look at this Binance versus Bybit order flow. See if we can get any more info on what the leverage positions are doing, which could tell us what Bitcoin's going to do, right? So Binance, you know, they were opening up shorts. They're just now starting to open up longs here locally. So, you know, it's pretty flat though. Like, I don't know if this means too much, but yeah, I mean, they're starting to open longs. So that's that. What is real interesting is that over here on Bybit, Bybit is starting to aggressively open up longs. Not a ton of volume, right? It's not on volume at all, right? Kind of expected. So late at night for the U.S. markets on a weekend. London's about to open, but they're not really opening because it's a weekend. So, you know, it might not be the time, right? But then again, you know, low volume times are when you can get big liquidity sweeps and that sort of thing. So we'll see how it plays out here in the next, got 10 minutes to the quote unquote open there. Once again, let's get into this. So we do have Bybit was shorting throughout this entire range here. So if I was just to mark this out, let's grab a box here. From here to here, Binance was negative on CVD. So from right here, Bybit has been shorting. They're just now opening up longs, and those longs are pretty aggressive. You could see these shorts weren't really affecting price much. I mean, price was technically getting lower highs there, but also higher lows. So they didn't really affect price much with the shorts. Now that they're opening up longs locally, you can see price is moving up pretty aggressively with those longs. And you are starting to see positions being closed out. So those are the shorts, right? The shorts might be like, oh, hold up, some big players are longing this. Let me move out of the way of those longs in the market. So we could see a move higher here for sure. Along with, you know, Binance is longing this guy as well. That's fine. I don't like, you know, Binance is normally on the wrong side of the market, but we'll see how it plays out. This is what I would consider retail arena. This is not the place I would be entering a position, right? This is a range that needs to sweep in one direction, right? You can see this is your kind of initial volume on the open, right? So if we go check out the TPO profile here, and we want to look at the let me get this over here so you can actually see all of that. Let's see here, where is that going to be? Initial balance. Actually, okay, I do have that enabled. Where is that? Hello? Oh, it's all the way up top. Okay, that's interesting. Let me brighten this up. So on the open, we were trading up here. Okay, so as soon as the day opened, we went ahead and swung all the way down. Now we're creating, you know, time levels in there. Let me go ahead and turn on some volume levels. So yeah, time and volume levels. This is the range we're trading. So I would expect to swing out of this range because we have this initial volume up top. That's going to act as resistance. What we could see, because we're seeing, you know, Binance open up longs, Bybit's locally opening up longs. You did have a bunch of shorts that opened here, you know, probably want to get them out of the market if we are going to, you know, sweep lower. We could see, you know, sweep up. What you want to look for when we make this high is who is closing positions during this time and who is opening positions. So if we see during this move up, Binance closing out of positions, and then at the top here, they're opening up longs. At the same time, we see on this move up, Bybit closing positions, closing their longs. That tells me we are probably going to reject the initial balance and go ahead and hunt this liquidity, right? If we hunt this liquidity, we are probably going to end up hunting everything down to these poor lows and sweep down to here, like I was talking about earlier. Now, if we don't see that happen in the order flow, right? If we see Bybit continue to open up longs throughout this range here, we see Bybit not closing out their short positions, Binance not closing out their short positions, then this might be bullish, right? Especially if we do structurally confirm bullishness, right? If we do get on top of that initial bounce, that could be a big signal that this could have been your low. The bigger level to watch for though is this point of control, right? Previous day point of control. Want to see that claimed as support as well. So this is what you're going to be looking for here. That's what you're going to be looking for in order flow. As you can see, Bybit, they're starting to open up those longs. You can see aggressively here on CVD. Longs are being opened pretty aggressively here. So let's see what happens. We got 5 minutes until the weekend open of London. So that could be a signal, or that could be a time when traders do start opening up those positions and whatnot, because traders have a routine. They're going to trade the open no matter what, right? So yeah, let's go ahead. Let me zoom in here on the trading view. Let's pull a fib. So we'll have the fib up in the top right here. You know what, I don't like these lows locally, right? Like I don't know, these wicks being at the same level, front running the golden pocket. Like, I actually like that it front run the golden pocket, but I don't know. I mean, trading this perfectly sideways and having two poor lows locally, not a good sign. If this is actually bullish, I mean, this sweep also wasn't too big or anything like that. We do have support like here. Man, those lines are terrible. But we do have support in this range here, where a bunch of positions were opened. If this is going to be bullish, I would want to kind of see us sweep down to that 886, right? And get back above, take out the liquidity. But if you do that, you're going to be losing the golden pocket. You could also just sweep these two lows, and that would be cool too. Really, anywhere in this range should be tested, right? I don't know. We'll see. It all depends on order flow. Because shorts were mainly being opened in this range, not longs, do you have to sweep down lower? Probably not, right? So this could end up being bullish. I just want to see that order flow. Order flow is looking like it wants to do something, right? Bybit started to open up those longs aggressively. They're now going red on the interest there, so they're potentially closing out of those longs already. We're in full retail arena right now, late at night on a weekend, after having a sweep of these lows, right? So just consistent sweep of a sweep of a sweep. We don't have bullish divergence or any clear edges, except for this exaggerated one on an hourly time frame that is really wacky, right? Higher highs on the RSI there on this exaggerated, I don't know, sort of flag. Like, do we have a flag? I'm assuming we do. Let's start out with some retail patterns and see what the retail mindset's thinking right now. So we got trend up top. That looks good. And then, do I want to make this a wedge? Do I want to make it flat? I probably want to make this a wedge, right? So let's see. Yeah, I actually do kind of like these wedges. This is a bullish structure right here, descending wedge. I don't mind that pattern, I'm not gonna lie. Normally, I do not trade retail patterns, especially like symmetrical triangles and that sort of thing, bull flags, bear flags. Um, I mean, I'll trade the fake breaks, right? If we get a deviation out of it, I'll trade a deviation on a pattern like that. But when it does come to when it comes to wedges, this is like the main pattern I do like for my spot bags, altcoins mainly, right? If you remember my TA on Radiant Deer, we have a bullish wedge right there, descending wedge. So I do like buying these when it's a altcoin, spot trading. Do I leverage trade patterns? No. Do we have a nice bullish pattern here? Yes. Does that mean that we're going to hold and squeeze up? Potentially. Order flow looks pretty good, honestly. Binance is shorting. Even Bybit's shorting, but Bybit longed the lows aggressively, and they started to long here with price. So if they can continue to open up longs and price follows, this could be our low. This definitely could be our low here. We are holding that previous sweep level really nicely on an hourly time frame. So yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. We got 1 minute until the quote-unquote London Open. So traders should start, considering opening positions here, right? If I'm trading, I'm waiting for that London Open, even if it's Saturday, because that is when you're most likely to actually have a confirmation on structure, right? Whenever something happens, when markets are closed, usually they're not real. Usually, because they create CME gaps, essentially, right? So if something happens on the market's closed, you're going to have a CME gap. You're going to fill that CME gap. I will say, though, because S&P is bullish, Bitcoin might kind of front run that in a way, like they will take out long positions, take out all that leverage from people longing the S&P being bullish, while at the same time sending price up on the open. So essentially we'll sweep all that leverage and get set up for the price to swing up with traditional markets. Let me pull up. You can see S&P and the DXY on the right here. You can see S&P closed above the daily. This is what I'm talking about. S&P is very bullish. So with that being said, Bitcoin should be bullish on the open, but on the weekend, who knows, right? If we do get a fake out of the downside, that's bullish, in my opinion. Don't really know what I'm trying to get at there, but I mean, it's the weekend, so anything can happen. We did see the DXY though. It was very bullish. Earlier today, well, I guess yesterday now, on Friday, the DXY shot up with TradFi, with the S&P, so that was real interesting. That's probably why you saw Bitcoin pull back, even though the S&P shot up. Now, does the dollar continue up here, or was this just a classic Forex, take out the leverage from Forex traders, and then we'll continue back down? I would bet the latter, right? If we do go ahead and pull a fib here, we're sitting right at the golden pocket on that DXY. So yeah, we're a big resistance on it, just mathematically. So yeah, I mean, I think the markets, along with the DXY, are lining up for Bitcoin to be bullish here, but just take into consideration it's the weekend. Sweeping the lows is a thing it does. So I don't know. Let's see what we got here. It's been a minute since the markets have opened. Bitcoin's still just complete crab right now, going sideways, being real boring. Come on, Bitcoin, do something. You can see just right on that point of control, like the most boring price action you could possibly get. Let me get out of this volume profile. Oh, not that volume profile. So next to just a bit better, time-based point of control, volume-based point of control, sitting right on top of it. Let's see if that's gonna be like the final flip into support. We are seeing Bitcoin open up here pretty aggressively. If we do look at open interest on Bybit, it's still just nothing, right? So I want to see this go green if this is going to be bullish. Let's jump in here real tight on our footprint chart. Do we see anything here? 47 Bitcoin shorting that low, like right into point of control. Are seeing a buy imbalance. So yeah, that buy imbalance right above the point of control, that's bullish. That is on Binance though. Let me check Bybit. You can't see this, but yeah, we also have a buy imbalance on Bybit, and that's actually pretty significant for Bybit. It's about half of the Binance one, so that's pretty bullish. Another imbalance right there on top. So order flow looking pretty good. We are getting those buy imbalances. I'm gonna do a little studying real quick. Let's see if we do have a bunch of these buy imbalances on the lows here, and we do see like 400 Bitcoin shorting the low, buy imbalance, large short, buy imbalance, buy imbalance. Yeah, so I mean, smart money is on the bottom, eating up these lows, whereas on the top side, just trying to see if we have top longers. We did initially. Nothing. Definitely not as much as the shorts that are on the bottom there. So yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a side, I'm on the bull side right now, but it's pretty indecisive. I don't like how it's just trading sideways here. Whenever you trade sideways like this, it's just asking for it to get swept, right? So if this is going to be bullish, I mean, I still want to see it like, let's grab all of this, let's grab all this crap in here, and then really just with haste start heading up very quickly there. That would be my preferred thing to happen. Especially if you are trying to get in a long right now, you're probably wanting that to happen too, because if you are trying to get to a long, you're probably not going to want to enter now. You're probably going to want to put positions from your golden pocket to the 786 with a stop right here, right? That's how you do good risk to reward. I mean, you could be longing in this range, but I wouldn't. We've had enough time for everyone to get into position, so that's not the best time to enter, right? You want to enter when people don't have time to get into positions, like down here, right? So this would have been actually an okay long. It would have been kind of sketchy though, because you were below the sweep level. So you would have really had to been looking at order flow whenever this at the beginning of the stream, but you did have a big wall here on Binance, 458 Bitcoin wall, and then big sell imbalances at the bottom of this wick. So that would have been your signal to jump in it really quickly, and you'd be able to get in this like right at the lows, have your stop at entry as soon as you lift it off from there. So I mean, that's how you would have entered that, but it wasn't the easiest trade ever. Like if we go to Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame, you can see, like, I like to trade a 15-minute sweep structure or 30-minute sweep structure. So, I want to see it get back above the sweep level on, a 30-minute close. We didn't have that. We actually stayed down below it for quite some time. So, I mean, I would not have been really wanting to enter this until we got confirmation above the sweep level. And once you did get that, I mean, structure-wise, actually opening positions on this sweep level is correct. So, yeah, I mean, I guess opening a position in this range is correct, right? You could open on that sweep level all the way down to your golden. Whoops, that's not a fib. Hope you guys can see this. It's minimized pretty small. Let me actually check this on OBS. Yeah, I think you can see it well enough. Essentially, you'd want to open from sweep level to 2786 really. So that's kind of a weird spread on there, right? All the way from 382 to 786, but yeah, you can definitely do that. No problem with it, especially because this range isn't too great, right? From the 0 all the way up to like the median of that is like 0.7%, all the way up to the sweep level, right? At that 382, still like 1%. So 1%, for having your stop 1% behind your entry is not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, could take it along there. If you're in a long right now, that's valid. Would I Yeah, I would say at this point, I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to keep your stop at entry, or not at entry, at the zero line. So yeah, as soon as you make a higher high here, you get the order flow that goes in your favor, or you get it that goes, or if you get bad order flow, I mean that's when your stop goes at entry. Um, but right now it's just kind of retail arena going sideways. But I don't know. Market opened about 10 minutes ago. We should start seeing something happen here. We can't trade sideways forever. Go to an hourly time frame. Looks good. Looks real good actually. Holding that 382. I mean, the higher fibs you hold, the more bullish it is, right? Not testing the golden pocket is pretty good. The only thing I didn't like about this was these 2 wicks down to the same level. Tells me that was one limit wall putting in that order. Whenever you get one big trader like that, market makers are going to go target that trader, sweep his position. So let's say he put a stop at entry right now. Price is then go grab that stop. Go grab that. If he has a stop down here though, market makers might not be able to grab it, and it's good to go. Maybe that is the market maker putting on that order. What is a market maker? Who knows? Honestly, you have your traditional market maker, which is like they have to buy or sell when no one else does to actually make the market liquid. Then you have your whale market makers, your stop hunters, your hedge funds that people more refer to as market makers, right? Those are the people that are actually like trading with big positions, putting their limits where stop losses are, using liquidity to their advantage, and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm probably going to stay live here for just like another, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. I want to see what price does. If we just continue to trade sideways here, I'll probably hop off, but I do expect, like, I don't know, we should get out of this range sooner rather than later. And when we do, could be pretty volatile to either side, because we do have a lot of open interest at this level, that's for sure. You can see here tons of, but shorts were opened. Now we're starting to see some longs being opened, and then Binance as well. Tons of shorts and longs are being opened, right? Open interest going up tells me that some sort of move is about to happen. As well as the level on Bitcoin. That's why I started streaming to begin with, is just the level we're at. If you watched my YouTube video, I said that this was a potential sweep, right? We got it. So yeah, I mean, daily time frame, 16 hours left on the day, holding above the sweep level. Could this go ahead and get all the way above the daily EMA? Like, this is a possibility here. This is where we could see the big short squeeze happen over the weekend. We did sweep those leverage positions pretty thoroughly. I actually want to check that. Let's go to open interest. Like, how many longs do we still have in the market? What is this? Why is there just a black bar? Excuse me? What is this all about? I don't think I've ever had that happen. There's just a black bar going through the middle of my software here. I'm just gonna like open up a different workspace and reopen this one. Why not check this too? This is my volume levels and single prints. I don't really use this too much anymore, but just so we can kind of get an idea of these levels. Let me pull it over here so you guys can actually see it. Yeah, so this is your resistance. If we are going to squeeze some shorts and it's going to be a fake out, this is where your resistance is going to be, so you'd want to be watching that level 63.8, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. This retail wedge is actually really intriguing me. I think if we do squeeze up here, Like, where's this level? I mean, yeah, that's pretty close. So, this is the level I'm looking at. It's also your daily open. So, daily open, VWAP, and top of single prints. That could be resistance. Get red. As well as it would be a fake break. So, what would be maybe interesting is, you know, retail's looking at this wedge. What if we do a little deviation back inside before plunking all the way down to sweep these lows down here? I'd be watching for that. Does not mean it's going to happen. This resistance is not strong at all. You know, it is there though, right? Hourly EMA, single prints. I wonder if we have anything over here. Yep, fair value gap. It is like right outside the fair value gap, but still, it's there. Vector candles, order block right above it. You don't really have a volume level there. That's the one thing you're kind of missing in that area. No, I lied. You have it. Yeah, you got point of control and value area low just below it. So bring that up to point of control. That would be interesting. So we want to be watching, see if we do, you know, do a fake break out of this this wedge. A little retail trap there. What's going to tell us if that's actually going to play out is obviously price action when it gets there, right? Do you actually reject? And then order flow. Is Binance long in the top while Bybit is shorting the top, or is it vice versa? That sort of thing. Let me go back to the chart. Hopefully it's not still broken. See if I can remember what I was even saying earlier. Oh yeah, I was going to check the open interest. Yeah, so the chart's fixed here. Hourly time frame helps as well. Yeah, open interest has been super flat throughout this entire range. So not bullish or bearish really. Like, we don't really have anything to reset. We already reset it when we went to these lows here. Yeah, I mean, open interest has been reset for a while. Yeah, nothing really to speak of there. Might as well go ahead and check Bybit's open interest, see if we have anything of note there. Okay, so this is Let me go ahead and switch this to 4 hour there, just so I can look at the deltas and that sort of thing. Outside of right here, like right where I'm moving my mouse, this is all bullish order flow. But I mean, they couldn't hold it, so that doesn't really matter. That was bearish, and then yeah, I mean, not too much to speak of, honestly. We are seeing real locally here higher lows, big spike in open interest at the lows, so that's more bullish. But on a longer term time frame, not too much to speak of. All I do know is that there was a lot of longs opened up in this area, and we haven't really reset it. So if anything was going to get reset, you would be looking at Bybit for that reset. Maybe come all the way back down to, you know, the lows that we had when we swung all this, and to get that, probably you're going to sweep these lows again. Or you would need to. Not that we probably are. I mean, it's, as of right now, it's very 50-50. We are going to sweep these poor lows. I'm still pretty 50-50 if they are poor lows or not. Just looking at it at a glance, you would say they are, but I remember during that time what the market was like and how they formed, and they did not let longs in very easily. It actually was pretty bullish in the way they formed. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can see on open interest. Just resetting that on Bybit, if anything. But locally, pretty bullish. So let's get back in here to a 5-minute. Are we getting anything besides just complete sideways movement? Let me go ahead, take this off. Alright, so we're starting to see those longs reopen on both exchanges, which is cool. Okay, these are actually shorts opening on Binance. These shorts on Bybit too. Okay, yeah, it is actually shorts on Bybit. Okay, so we're seeing shorts open, but price is going up, so that's good. On the hourly, still green delta though, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. This the current candle is bullish. We'll have to wait and see. I really want to see if we can get out of this range. That's going to be the real test, right? Do we deviate? Do we back test? Back test? Do we back test? Reject? You know, infinite combinations, all just probabilities. You got to wait for price to react, and then it can tell you what's going to happen. If you are going to be in a long, you should already be in a long from this sweep level or from, and actually, is this the proper sweep level? I feel like it should be lower. What is this? Yeah, okay. It's actually higher. Anyway, yeah, you should already be in a long from the sweep level. Do we have a secondary one? Yeah, see, that's the... Yeah, I can't really mark that out. Anyway, yeah, if you're in a long, you should already be in a long, and then have your stop at 886 or the one down here. I'm not taking anything though, that's for sure. I'm just waiting. It's just weekend volatility. I do like this flag, this wedge. Glad we identified that. We got 3 people watching. One of them is me. You guys got any questions? The 2 people watching. You got an altcoin you want me to check out? Price action is quite boring right now. Probably gonna give it like another 10 minutes, unless a bunch of people just happen to join the stream. I know UK is waking up. Some of my subscribers might be from the UK, so you know, maybe they'll join. But I don't know. It's getting pretty late, and Bitcoin is doing nothing. I think I've covered most things. Let me actually get the chat pulled up. I don't know. I pulled up the chat to have it when I got back here. We got nothing in the chat though. I'm just going to be on my phone for a sec, let this play out. I think we might get a move here in just a second. We are seeing Bybit start opening up longs, so if they're going to do it, they should do it now. We are 20 minutes into the open. This is when you're starting to see volatility normally if the markets were actually open today, which, like I said, algos are still trading, that sort of thing. We did backtest point of control, TPO point of control, so far, so good for the bulls. Yeah, I'm starting to see this CVD perking up here. I think if we are going to get a move, it's going to be now. I think we might finally actually break out of this real quick, and then hopefully, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have time. And it's possible this happens quickly, but hopefully, I mean, we can get up into this box during the stream. I'll give it another 10, 20 minutes. See if we can do it. See if those longs can come through. I'm gonna zoom out here so you can see the whole flag. Go to a 24-minute. Why not? You can see the waves here on your money flow coming up pretty aggressively, and that is these longs opening here, since these are both Binance. Actually, no, this is MEXC. Well, MEXC's long. I guess it's not even calculated on order flow, it's just calculated on price action. But yeah, I mean, that RSI and the waves on the money flow is coming up quite aggressively. We could see a pretty quick move here, actually. Yeah, I'm liking that low. Real good. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the fib on here just so it's not as cluttered. Got enough stuff on the trading light there. All these pink lines coming across, should mention this. So not the thicker bars. These are single prints. These are imbalances, and as you can see, there's a lot more buy imbalances that are not getting tested. Right, like you have this big buy imbalance at the lows, but then you get tested. Each time you get a buy imbalance, it's back testing, right? You're at the top, but it's not retesting them. Whereas every time you get a short imbalance, price doesn't care. It's just it keeps testing it. You know, the more times you test a high, test an imbalance, the more likely you are to break through. The order flow is looking bullish, that's for sure. Yeah, that could definitely be the low in Bitcoin. This was kind of your last line of support. If we lose this, it's kind of like it's 59K next for sure. You could sweep this one more time. That's the only thing that would be acceptable. But 62, you don't want to lose 62, or else you're going to 59. And you know what? This RSI almost makes me think that's what's going to happen. RSI coming up aggressively like that tells you when it does, if it does come back down, makes a lower low in price, RSI is probably going to maintain. That could be your bull div, right? That could be a potential. I mean, this is already a potential long entry, but that could be a really good long. You would have to have the sweep structure though, because you're like when you get down to 62, you're dangerously close to losing support, right? If you just look at volume levels here, there's no volume levels down there, right? I mean, you're going until you get to this weekly value area low. I don't know why it's glitching out there. Weekly value area low, right? So, is this actually the right? Okay, yeah, no. Okay, yeah, no, that is the right. I don't know. I am getting turned around here, but anyway, yeah, this white line, yo. No, never mind. Okay, I don't know why I just got so turned around there. You lose 62. These levels, it's much easier to see on my levels chart. You lose this level here, you're gonna go to this level here. But these are untested, so I mean maybe. Sweep, sweep the sweep, sweep the sweep the sweep, sweep the sweep of the sweep of the sweep. And that's your actual low. I mean, maybe. That would be some classic Bitcoin right there. It would also make an informal bull flag, right? Lower lows, lower highs, but not really anything. I guess it's just a wedge. Informal bull flag. You mean a wedge, bro? Yeah, I mean, it would align with this wedge here, so probably not that deep. But yeah, I mean, I like that thesis. Market's telling me that could happen. Or we're just bottomed here. Depends what order flow does. We are seeing Binance start to open some more longs. Bybit doesn't know if they want a long or short right now. Look at this CVD, just completely flat. Binance is moving the market. So, if you're watching at the beginning of the stream, you said, or I said that Binance is usually on the right side of the market, but they shorted the lows, so Bybit might get squeezed here. And that looks like it's about to happen, right? Now, is Binance really going to nail the low though, right? If Binance opened all their longs here, they do end up squeezing Bybit. Or like you're going to see longs closing in here, and then if you see Binance just continue to like just along the top or something like that, like this could be deviation back in, double bottom on the wedge, and then the final breakout. You know, this is a structure I could see kind of playing out here. This is what the charts may be telling me. It is the weekend, so something like this makes a little bit of sense, right? Play with the leverage and get us at this low by the time the market's open on Sunday or whatnot, and let S&P bring up price, right? You know, just mess around with leverage, right? Let Binance bring price up, let Bybit get squeezed. Then when the buyers run out of momentum and, you know, well, essentially buyers aren't running on momentum, you're going to squeeze up, you're going to squeeze Bybit, and then once Bybit's out of that liquidity to squeeze, that pressure is gonna drop, and then you're gonna potentially see Binance get trapped at the top. You squeeze Binance to the lows, use those longs as leverage to push price down. Now you're back at the same lows that you were when the market's closed, and you can actually have a proper market momentum with everyone being open. It could be on like even I think Australia opens first on Sundays, so could see that being the market in the low on Bitcoin, something like that, or the London Open on Sunday night, something like that. See that low come in the middle of the night, or just on Monday, whatever. I don't know, but it's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Just be cautious of that. Don't be long in if we do. So like, this is what I would caution you guys. If we do break this wedge and back test it, don't long this. Don't do it. That could easily fake out, then go. So that's a retail trap that could happen. I mean, you could long that if order flow looked really good. You just know what you're doing. If you're going to long that, don't just long it because it's a back test of a wedge. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, price is really not doing much right now. Yeah, I mean, I think I got my thesis out there. I'll probably leave this live stream up for the next 24 hours or something, maybe for the weekend, to see if any of what I came up with here actually does play out. This is just a test stream though, so I expect to be deleting this by Monday. I usually don't upload videos on the weekend, so this might just be the weekend video, right? People can go through this and look at my thoughts in real time. I have no idea how good the audio is going to be, though. I expect this audio to be trash, so I might just end up deleting it. Also, like the breaks in between, I can't edit those out. I don't think I can. At least the YouTube editor only allows you to cut out the breaks at the beginning and end of videos. So I don't know. Hopefully, I can edit this live stream to actually make it digestible for people that aren't watching it live. But yeah, I think I'm going to be ending the video off there. Let's see what happens here. Let me know how the live stream went. What I could do better to improve on it. Right. Yeah, if you don't want me to live stream tomorrow or something like that, especially if we do get some volatility, I might go live again. We'll see. Expect to do live streams pretty much just whenever I think Bitcoin's at a good level. I'm probably not gonna be getting on like a actual live stream schedule unless I do get people that really like these and I get a lot of views on them. But if it's anything like tonight and I'm only getting a couple people in here, then I'll just live stream whenever there's volatility and that sort of thing. Or when I'm actually taking a trade, I'll definitely be live streaming that probably, right? But yeah, that's gonna be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all maybe tomorrow, probably Monday though, when I do upload my next video. Of course, if you're not in the Discord, links in the description to join that, so make sure to head over there so you can get timely TA and don't have to wait for those videos when I do upload them. And you can ask any questions you want about trading, altcoins, any of that good stuff. So yeah, check that out. It's free to join, link in the description below. And with that being said, I will be headed out. Have a good night, everyone.